You know, I remember one time walking in the studio, Bleak Beans, everybody was in there, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now, just flood it, put out a lot of music, because 50 Cent is coming. And, you know, 4 months later, In the Club hit, and it was over. And it was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tidal wave out.
It's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records sold 5 million. And let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there. Because America can be purchased. You can buy it with marketing dollars. You see what I'm saying? But the rest of the world, there's not enough marketing dollars.
Why are you so on top of the business side of Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? Some people like to just be an artist.
Yeah, I was actually forced to be an artist and a businessman, because when I tried to get a deal, I couldn't get a deal, so I had to create Rockefeller Records. We actually created Rockefeller Records from nothing. And, you know, so I was forced to know both sides.
Jay-Z scared of 50 Cent? Oh, it's deeper than it looks. Now, 50 is finally spilling what's been whispered for years. Rumors of cheating, shady moves with young artists, and even a so-called secret contract with Beyonce. Jay-Z been running the game like a puppet master, warning people in his tight industry circle to stay far away from 50 Cent. But guess what? 50 ain't holding back anymore, and he's calling out every single name Jay tried to silence. This beef goes way back, straight to the late 90s. 50 first came at Jay-Z on that wild track, How to Rob, straight up dissing him and calling him a poser. He made it clear from the jump that Jay wasn't untouchable like he wanted folks to believe. 50 saw through the hype, exposing Jay as someone who talked big but never swung back unless it was behind closed doors. Jay-Z wasn't really about confrontation. Nah, he was about blackballing. He'd use his power to crush careers quietly.
That's why I made a statement about Taylor Swift. I wish you would come take one of my awards so I could black his eye in front of everybody. And Jay disagrees.
I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
Does that bother you? Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's just his choice. Why would you have to make that clear when no one's ever asked me if I'm afraid of Jay-Z? The public is responding to his punk presentation. It's not 50 Cent. I don't have a problem with him. Kanye would not take a trophy from me. Neither Jay-Z.
Right.
Neither one of them.
What would you have?
Just like he did when he clashed with Nas years later, Jay tried to sabotage Nas's album sales by flooding the market with his own music, drowning out the competition. He pulled the same stunt on 50, plotting to drop projects around the same time just to block the shine. That's how he played the game. And it wasn't just 50 Cent or Nas. Jay-Z had a history of doing this. Sean talked big about uplifting black artists, but Jay was moving the same way, shutting down the very people he claimed to support. Look at Beanie Siegel. Jay-Z blackballed him too, timing his own album drops to clash with Beanie's projects, cutting off his momentum. Jay-Z even tried to block 50 Cent from the Super Bowl stage. Yeah, you heard that right. It was only after Eminem stepped up and personally demanded 50's spot that he got added back to the lineup. That's how deep the politics run.
Yeah, he said that. That was the first of me actually hearing it. Like, oh, shit. Like, I used to have questions like why every time my album dropped, Jay would drop right on top of me. He wouldn't let me breathe or right before me. Like, I was always close, and I'm always thought like, damn, if a kid, back then it was physical copies. So if you had $20, $20 that you saved up and you was going to buy an album, and it's under the same house, Rockefeller, between Jay and being seen.
Eminem's always been solid and loyal, making sure 50 stayed close even when the industry tried to push him out. See, despite all his fame, 50 never forgot the people around him. He's the type to pull his crew up with him, no matter how big he gets. Tony Yayo even said straight up that 50 is a legend when it comes to rap, but it's the way he stays approachable and real with other black artists that makes him different. He doesn't move like he's untouchable. He moves like he remembers where he came from. Jay-Z, though, whole different energy. He walks like he's too high above everyone else, like nobody's on his level anymore. Yeah, he's a businessman first, but every move he's made has always been about the bag, not the people. And 50 didn't hold back. He flat out called Beyonce's marriage to Jay-Z a contract.
The new lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay. I go, oh, shoot, like.
To us, black excellence, right here.
That had to be there.
We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand, and ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch. You're like,
I hate you, man.
unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you this year. Come on, bro.
That's wild. Since locking it down with Beyonce, Jay's been racking up Grammys left and right, stacking his power and building this image like he's completely untouchable. The so-called marriage between Beyonce and Jay-Z. 50 Cent says it's just a contract, a power move to boost both their careers. And that's exactly why Jay-Z allegedly keeps stepping out on her. Word on the street is Jay-Z allegedly cheated on Beyonce with Rihanna too. That's the kind of messy drama that's been whispered in the industry for years. And here's where it gets even more twisted. Rihanna was just 16 when Jay-Z signed her to Def Jam. Allegedly, she was flown to America all by herself and made to perform in Jay-Z's hotel room at 3 a.m. Yeah, 3 in the morning. That's how her career supposedly started, and it's been raising eyebrows ever since. People still talk about how strange and shady that signing was. But Jay-Z's history of drama doesn't stop there.
Diva Rihanna. She's from Barbados?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's Bayesian.
Okay, she's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She has a song right now, and it's I wouldn't say massive because of her roots, but she has this outrageous song called Pound the Replay. And he played that song for me, and I was scared. I was like, that song is too big for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a new artist, when a song is that big, it's it's hard to come back from. And I don't sign songs, I sign artists.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Why don't you break down the difference between that? Because the viewing public might not understand that.
Go back to December 1999. He was caught up in a huge headline-making incident. He was accused of stabbing music executive Lance Rivera at the Kit Kat Club in New York City. The whole situation blew up in the press, making Jay look more like a street hustler than the polished businessman he tries to act like today. It was one of those wild moments that reminded everybody he wasn't always this untouchable mogul. He came from a place where things got real quick. Let's not act like we forgot. Jay-Z straight up admitted to cheating on Beyonce multiple times. Back in 2007, it came out, and then again in 2014, the rumors started swirling heavy about him being caught up with someone else. And who can forget that iconic elevator moment after the 2014 Met Gala after party? Solange went off on Jay-Z, swinging at him while the cameras caught it all.
9 times out of 10, you won't buy the Jay-Z album. I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on time. And it was like, damn. Like, to have in-house competition at that magnitude is crazy. Jay already the boss, but I always thought that, like, let me breathe. But
Meanwhile, Beyonce just stood there calm, letting it play out like she agreed with every move her sister made. That scene spoke louder than words. Inside the industry, people already knew the real deal about their so-called marriage. Jay-Z's rumored involvement with Rihanna, Rita Ora, and Rachel Roy while still being married was no secret behind closed doors. And the wildest part, Beyonce knew about it all and didn't do a thing. She stayed quiet because it wasn't about love, it was about business. Their whole relationship started looking like a carefully built empire, not a real romance. And it doesn't even stop there.
Maliciously plot to hold me back. I don't know, man. I don't believe that. I don't want to believe that. I mean, but like I said, Dame would know better than me.
Jay-Z's infidelity kept stacking up over the years, and just a few months ago, reports came out that he was allegedly involved with Sean too. Yeah, the same Sean who's been surrounded by endless rumors himself. People say in that elite circle, if you've got the money, you can move however you want with zero consequences. Jay-Z's empire might look polished on the surface, but behind closed doors, the whispers are endless. Industry insiders say there's a whole network of hidden deals and favors that keep his name untouchable. From shady business partnerships to secret contracts with artists who suddenly disappear, it's like he's always 3 steps ahead, making sure nothing damaging ever sticks to him. Remember how so many artists who once stood close to him ended up falling off? Folks talk about how Jay-Z cut ties with Kanye when things got too messy, leaving him hanging when the heat turned up. Same story with Dame Dash. One minute they were building Rockefeller together. The next minute, Jay distanced himself and took the crown for himself. It's a pattern.
Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, 1.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see their kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys and shit. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them.
Get what he needs, then walk away like it never happened. And let's not forget how many young artists signed under his label only to fade into the background. Some say he used them for a moment, then locked them in contracts that kept them stuck while he pushed his own brand forward. It's a ruthless game, and Jay's been the master of it for decades. Even now, rumors say he's still moving pieces behind the scenes, making calls to block anyone who dares to challenge his throne. Jay-Z's power doesn't just stop at music. It stretches deep into fashion, sports, and even politics. But the way he moves in those circles raises more questions than answers. People say he built his billion-dollar status by stepping over anyone who couldn't keep up.
Rihanna was tricked to Def Jam.
She was an innocent baby when she came over here. And look
She
at
was
her now.
14 going on 15 years old. Flown over without parental supervision in a private plane by a man who was supposed to be a producer who auditioned her at 3 a.m. in the morning in a hotel room, auditioning.
Using connections in high places to get what he wants. That Rock Nation empire, it's not just a music label, it's a gatekeeping machine. If Jay doesn't co-sign you, good luck breaking through the industry walls. Take the athletes he signed under Rock Nation Sports. Some blew up instantly, but others quietly disappeared. Insiders claim he only pushes the names that benefit his brand the most, leaving the rest forgotten. It's all about control, making sure nobody shines brighter than him. And if you cross him, rumor is he can freeze your career overnight with just one phone call. Even in politics, his influence has raised eyebrows. He's been spotted with powerful figures, getting VIP treatment. But people whisper it's all about securing more power, not uplifting the community like he claims. Behind the charitable donations and public image, some say it's just another way to clean up the moves happening behind the scenes. And while the world praises his hustle, there's a growing list of people who've been burned by his game, left in the shadows while he climbs higher and higher. Jay-Z's connections don't just live in the spotlight.
Some people chase the hot song for a minute, and then they sign, based on the song. I want to sign it based on an artist, based on, or based on the swagger, based on the level of talent, based on the writing, So I was a little reluctant when I first heard the song, and then, he kept going, Jay Brown, he kept being persistent. I was like, bring her by. And when she walked into our office, I was like, she just had, it was just something about her. It was just, she had this, it was just something about her. And then she performed the song, and I was like, okay. Then, we sat down and we talked, and they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over, and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic, everything is there. So we signed her that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 a.m.
Wow.
That day. I was absolutely certain.
They run deep into hidden networks most people never see. Rumors say he's linked to secret parties and private gatherings where only the elite are invited. These events are said to be filled with celebrities, politicians, and billionaires, all moving in ways the public would never believe. And somehow, Jay always comes out clean, like nothing ever touches him. People who once worked close to him whisper about unspoken rules around Jay-Z. If you're in his circle, you keep your mouth shut or your career disappears overnight. Some say that's why so many artists, assistants, and even former friends never speak out. They're scared of the power he holds. It's like he built an invisible wall of influence that protects him no matter what. And let's not forget, Beyonce benefits from this too. Together, they're a brand, an empire built on secrecy and control.
Right. Because of look, Jay-Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like I don't. What is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and I with M, because like with Nori he had communication. He said, yeah, I talked to the big homie. He was saying to Jay, he was telling me, you know, the white boy wouldn't do the truth without 50, right? And I'm like,
industry insiders say the Carters have files on people, information they can use to protect themselves or shut down anyone who threatens their image. That's why no matter how many rumors pop up, cheating, shady deals, hidden contracts, they never truly stick. The rest of the industry might stay silent, but 50 Cent, he's got nothing to hide, so he's not scared of anybody. While everyone else tiptoes around the truth, 50 keeps throwing bombs without blinking. On an episode of the Flagrant podcast, 50 straight up said Jay-Z allegedly drugged women, and the reason so many people are quiet is because they were allegedly involved in those same shady crimes alongside Jay-Z and Sean. That's a heavy accusation, but 50 didn't flinch when he said it, and he didn't stop there either. On Big Boy TV, 50 went even harder, saying, "Big homie wanna look like a gay painter." He was talking about Jay-Z throwing shade at how Jay's been dressing lately, trying to mimic the style of Jean-Michel Basquiat.
At 3 a.m. in the morning, a 14-year-old girl. She was flown to another country. She was taken to Def Jam headquarters. She was left in a conference room alone with Sean Carter for nearly 6 hours alone, with no parental supervision. Her father collected a $500,000 check. She has the fastest inked deal in Def Jam history.
Rocking wild hair and artsy fits like he's some kind of living masterpiece. It might sound random, but 50 knows exactly how to hit a nerve. Most people in the industry wouldn't dare say anything like that about Jay-Z. They're too scared of the backlash, too worried about getting blackballed. But 50, he doesn't care. He's built his own empire, so he can't be controlled or silenced. If he feels some type of way, he's gonna let it fly, no matter who's in the crossfire. And the craziest part, every time 50 speaks, it shakes the room, because deep down, a lot of folks suspect he's telling the truth, just saying what everyone else is too scared to admit. 50 Cent's shots at Jay-Z didn't just stop at podcasts and interviews. He's been sprinkling clues and subliminals for years. In his books, in his shows, and even in his social media posts, he's been exposing little pieces of what he knows about the industry's dark side. And every time, the fans eat it up because they know 50 isn't scared to burn bridges. He doesn't need anyone's approval.
That's when I start saying crazy stuff, because I look and I go, oh, that's your big homie, right? And so you image yourself after a gay painter. Your big homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
Oh my God, I think I know where we're going with
so
this.
Now look, what I'm saying to you is, look, when you start looking at, that's not mine, that's theirs, they Harper, right? But when you look at, M is looking at the entire legacy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like with M, Dre, and myself.
Meanwhile, Jay-Z stays silent, pretending he's above it all. But the silence, it makes people talk even more. The streets start whispering, why doesn't Jay clap back? Some say it's because 50 knows too much, and Jay can't risk opening doors that are better left closed. It's like a cold war between two heavyweights, one with raw truth, the other with power and influence. And it's not just about Jay-Z anymore. 50's been hinting that there's a whole circle of top names in entertainment who are tied into the same mess. Secret deals, private parties, and crimes that never see daylight. He says they protect each other, keeping their dirty secrets locked away while putting on a clean face for the world. Jaguar right havarit pa Jay-Z or. She's not some outsider making noise. She actually worked with him, saw the machine up close, and knows firsthand what he's capable of. According to her, Jay-Z isn't just a cold, calculated businessman. He's dangerous. She says the industry protects him because he's way too powerful to cross. Anyone who even thinks about exposing him ends up silenced, blackballed, or worse, forgotten. And she's not the only one sounding alarms. 50 Cent has been saying it loud too. Jay-Z and Sean are connected, tied into the same elite circle, moving the same way. 50 even said they're two peas of the same pod. The only real difference? Jay-Z is way smarter about it. He moves from the shadows, pulling strings quietly while keeping his own image polished and clean. Sean, he's been more reckless, leaving a trail of rumors and scandals he can't fully outrun. Jay-Z learned from watching Sean's mistakes. He perfected the art of staying untouchable. He lets others take the heat while he stays in the background, always a step ahead of anyone trying to bring him down. And the craziest part, the higher you climb in the industry, the more you hear about the things people can't say publicly, because everyone knows messing with Jay-Z's power could cost you everything. 50 Cent doesn't care how powerful you are, who you're married to, or what fancy boardroom you sit in. He's not scared to call you out, and honestly, somebody had to do it. While the rest of the industry keeps their heads down and stays silent, 50 keeps pulling back the curtain, showing people the truth they're not supposed to see. And what's hiding behind that curtain? It sure ain't the polished billionaire mogul image Jay-Z wants the world to believe. No, behind the awards, the money, and the carefully crafted PR lies a web of secrets that only a few dare to speak on. 50 clearly knows something that the rest of the industry won't say out loud, maybe because they're too scared or maybe because they're too deep in it themselves. So what do you think 50 Cent really knows? Is there even more we haven't heard yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, because you never know what's hiding in plain sight. Stay tuned and see what's popping in our hood next.